Welcome to the Timo Tolkki podcast. What's up, Timo?
Well, I'm again in a different hotel.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, nothing pretty much. I'm actually, I'm sort of in a very strange place in the moment in my life because I actually don't know what to do.
I think we all know that.
Yeah, you know that.
I think we can see that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sort of okay, but not okay.
Right. Yeah. Well, anything you want to talk about on the show, or do you want to keep that private?
No, let's go with the flow.
All
Let's see
right.
what happens.
So what's going on? Everybody wants to know because, and you got to take care of these idiots on Facebook. All this negative nonsense with these people. Get rid of these people.
No, I want to keep it open.
Why? They just add to the drama.
Yeah, I like the drama.
You shouldn't, though. It creates more problems for you.
No, because no. It's like because this video interview is very important.
Yeah.
Because people can actually see, it's not only the person who's writing, but it's somebody who actually is talking.
Right.
Yeah.
Where can people see this video? Like, what's
in YouTube, but it's in my Facebook. The links.
On your Facebook, but is it somebody? I see it says subscribe. So is it somebody's page, somebody's YouTube?
I don't know who's. Maybe I don't know.
All right. Well, it's under. If you go on YouTube and search NEKOREKTNI, you can find the person who did the interview.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to watch Timo's interview, and you go into a lot of what do you talk about? You don't have to give it all away.
Well, it's I talk about why I'm here, and then I talk about what happened to my wife and her inheritance, and then about her situation, my situation, about my plans, about my music, about everything. So it's really good. It's 1 hour altogether.
Wow.
Yeah.
One whole hour.
1 whole hour.
Jeez.
Because I'm fucking famous here at the moment. The tabloids, they're outside it's outside the hotel. I can't go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they follow me. They take pictures immediately. They write stories that I never told.
Really?
They write stories that Dominica never told.
Yeah.
They write stories that Dominica's mother never told.
Well, of course, that's what they do.
Yeah. But I never actually knew that they are like that.
Well, they're like that here.
Oh, okay.
They're like, and look what they did to what's her name? The one in England. What the hell's her name? God, the royal family. I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
Right
Megan or something.
No, the mother, the one that got killed in the car accident.
Princess Diana.
Yes. God, why I lost? Yeah.
It was funny thing. We were on Visions tour when Princess died.
Yes.
97. So Princess dies.
Yep. Those people are just insane, and they want to get at you for every little bit of information, and they just make up a bunch of lies.
Here it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did they know you were there anyway? Are they snooping on your Facebook and everything? That's how they following you?
I have no fucking idea. They have their ways.
You do write a little too much on your Facebook.
Sometimes.
To be honest.
Yeah, but actually now I deleted a lot of stuff.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Got to keep it on the DL.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Just a bit. All right. So, yes, we will talk about episode. I was listening to this the other day.
Yeah.
Got 12 songs on here. Father Time, Will Sunrise. A lot of the classics. Eternity, Episode, Speed of Light. Certainly. Seasons of Change. Stratosphere, Babylon.
Season.
Why you gotta
It's not seasons of change.
I know. I slipped up. Okay. Get over.
Okay.
Gotta correct me every mistake I make.
Yeah. Get online. Timo, get online. Get a fucking line.
Babylon tomorrow. Nighttime Eclipse.
Yeah.
Forever.
Forever.
Forever, baby.
Forever, baby. Coffee. I have instant coffee in this room.
Instant coffee?
Yeah.
Look.
But that's all I have.
One thing I totally forgot, but the last time we talked, we were talking about how you emailed the drummer to tell him you were done with him basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't ask you what about the keyboard player. What happened with him?
Jens.
Yeah. Well,
Well,
no,
I
no,
got
the old keyboard player.
well, I fired him.
Yeah. Well, the
And I
same way
fired.
you fired the drummer too,
Yeah,
right?
this called the attack of a brown envelope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you have like words with him afterwards? Like, was he pissed or like how did he take it?
Well, Antti Ikonen was not pissed, but Tuomo Lassila was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well,
actually,
he wasn't because the way I explained it to him was that this like the new music is so different that you cannot play it, man. It's like so.
Right.
It's Bon Voyage. I'm sorry,
Yeah. Well,
because the difference of this album and Fourth Dimension is so fucking big.
Oh yeah, huge difference. You can tell, you got new people in the band and everything. How did you get? But I'm going to pronounce his name wrong, so you can correct me on this one. Jorg Michael.
Jerk, Michael.
See, I was going to say Jorg, and I said
no,
nobody ever pronounces the J's.
Actually, we say Jörg. Germans say Jörg, Michael.
Yeah.
Well, we call him George Michael.
Yes, and I was going to do that. But...
Yeah, George Michael.
All right.
But
how did you get involved with him? Because he was in Gravedigger. He was a well-known drummer. He was in Raid.
Yeah, I met him on a tour of a band called Headhunter. I was mixing that tour. There was a Finnish band called Antidote, and there was another German band, Accuser. It was, and so I mixed the band, and ever since the first gig, I saw that this guy is fucking killer drummer. Because he had his attitude of drumming was like, and the snare, because the snare was like. I remember mixing the snare. I didn't have to mix the snare. It's like it came through. And I did the tour, and then I composed all these new songs. Speed of Light was maybe, Father Time was the first.
Okay.
And I remember making the demo where I think I didn't sing because it's so fucking high, but I played the melody with the guitar and I played the Kotipel, and it was like, okay, maybe I can do that. I can't, but maybe I can. And because it's the highest ever so far.
Really?
The chorus is really, really high.
Oh, okay.
And the way he's singing is like his singing went one step further on this album.
Right.
We
you can definitely tell.
Yeah. We tried many different recording, many mics. We did like 6 or 7 or 8 mics tested, which was the best. And Father Time was recorded. I remember it was different mic. So the only song was recorded with one particular mic was Father Time, and everything else the other mic. So there were 2 mics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like he's way more comfortable now than he was on the first album.
Yes, definitely. And it's also because of the quality of the songs.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you stepped it up a notch on this one.
Yeah.
And then how did you get Jens involved? Jens Johansson.
Jens Johansson was like, I was thinking the keyboard players I really like, and Jens was, of course, because I listened to a lot of Yngwie.
Yeah.
And I knew that he was available. I knew he was in Sweden. So I know he lived in New York.
Mm-hmm.
He lived in New York. So I got his fax address from Burn magazine.
Okay.
I sent him a fax, like I'm from Bank of Stratovarius, and he answered the name Stratovarius sounds vaguely familiar, and that he just returned from Europe, but please send me the demos. Signed, Jens Johansson. I did send the demos, and he was very impressed. Same with Jörg. I called him and I said, look, man, I have this new stuff. I sent you the demos, and please tell me what you think. And he was very impressed. The first demos, Timo was obviously in the band, but the drummer was from a band called Voltari, which is a Finnish, kind of a weirdo band. Mm-hmm. And I think, of course, Jari played the bass, and there was no keyboards really.
Yeah.
In the demos. So when Jens heard the demos and when Jörg heard the demos, Jörg was in Running Wild.
Yep.
At
He was
that
in
time.
so many different bands.
Yeah, especially Running Wild was very big. But they were big only basically in Germany.
Yeah.
And they never did Japan because Rolf Kasparek said that if he goes to Japan, it's going to cause an earthquake. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. But I told Jörg that, okay, man, you have to choose because you cannot be in both.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
you have to choose. And he chose Strato, and he came to Helsinki, and the Jens also came to Helsinki. And before that, I negotiated like their fee.
Right.
And I remember because I got very good advice from Noise. It was Noise Records, same as Halloween.
Mhm.
I remember Jens saying like, "Okay, this is too much." He said, "It's way too much, man." It's like, okay, but we spent for the production. It's the first time we had really good money for the production, so we used Finvox the whole. And Carmilla was the first time involved. So this was really the first album where we defined, I think, what we defined the current power metal sound.
Right. Yeah.
You know, with samples, which, you know, the mixing techniques. And it's so fucking powerful still today. You know,
Yeah, it
album.
is. Yeah.
It really is. I mean, so I was really happy because I heard this Carmela, now he just finished new Nightwish. It's done. And I was so happy to work with this guy because I knew it's going to be. But there was a different engineer. Not Carmela. Carmela engineered Visions and mixed Visions. I produced. This was recorded by a guy called TT Oksala, who he did a lot of Finnish bands like Per Gynt, 09, all these kind of heavy rock bands, and like a little bit like punkish bands. And he was a weird guy because he was like really burned out. I remember I have to blow my nose. He had to, like, every day I had to take him with a taxi, and he was fucking hangover. And he really didn't want to do, you know, so he was ending like the Babylon intro. He did that for 3 days.
Really?
Yeah. And I remember he was using like about 7 or 8 mics with the guitars.
Wow.
Combining the sounds and stuff. And I remember when Carmela started to mix, he was like, what the fuck is happening with the guitars?
Right.
Because like they're out of phase, because if you use a lot of mics, you get easily out of phase problems. And me and Carmela always used one Shure 57 to one cone, speaker cone, in the middle, touching the cloth. But he used a lot of stuff, and so it was a little bit difficult for him to mix, but at the same time he made a great sound. He really made the cool samples. And the same samples are in 4th Dimension, but here they are more prominent. And Finvox Room, you can really hear the room. Okay.
Yeah, this album sounds big. Way bigger than the last.
Exactly. And Eternity especially, you know, it's the low end, it's like amazing. The guitar is really there.
Yeah.
So, and it was very, very evident that with this album, it's going to be one step further up, or 2, or even 3.
Yeah.
Very first, like, tour, really big tour, but still no South America, but Japan, yeah. No, Visions was the first, 97. So, and what else? So they joined, and we started to rehearse, and before we went to Finvox, we spent a week to rehearse the songs. So we were really, really well rehearsed.
Yeah. All these songs written before they came in the band?
Yes. Everything was done.
So they just had to add their stuff in.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember when Jörg Michael started, the first song we did was Father Time, and I remember when he did that, it was like that, and I was like, Scotty was watching, what the fuck? And I remember when I went to Helsinki-Vantaa airport to pick up Jens Johansson. The first thing he told me in Finnish, he told me, vedä virtahevon vittu pään yli, which means pull the cunt of a hippopotamus over your head.
What?
In Finnish, yeah, like. And then he started asking, like, in Finnish, like, I want to fuck your dog, stuff like that. And he wrote everything down.
Right.
I want to fuck you with a turd.
Why was he doing this?
Because he was Jens. And he was like that, you know. And also because we rented them a house, Jörg and Jens, they had different apartments in Helsinki. And we got a little drunk, we get to clubs in the evenings and stuff. And I remember one morning I picked Jens up and he had changed the names of the people in the corridor. A. Hitler, Goebbels, and stuff. Not in the doors, but in the main frame.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck, he did that. And, I was like, fuck, yeah, you can't do that here, man. You get arrested. Yeah.
Well, he's got a very weird sense of humor.
But now I heard that he's like really toned down.
Toned down, yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
Well, he's getting older now, so.
Yeah, and he's a father. He's a father too.
Oh, is he?
So, yeah.
Does he still live in New York? No?
In Sweden.
Oh, okay.
He was in New York when the 9/11 attacks happened.
Yeah. I remember him being here, for a while. Yeah.
And it was 10 years there.
Yeah.
And I think he came there 84 to first Ingve.
Okay.
Yeah, the Rising Force. And Anders came for marching out 85.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever think to ask his brother to play drums?
No, Jörg was really the choice because when I saw the tour of Headhunter, I was I really wanted this guy.
Yeah. Did you like Headhunter?
Yeah, I mean they really rocked. It was a cool band actually. It was really nice to mix.
Yeah.
Really nice. The guitar player was great. The singer Schmier, he's in Destruction.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Schmier.
Yeah, he's the original guy from Destruction.
Yeah, exactly.
What is that noise?
I think it's Facebook.
Jesus Christ! I told you to turn that shit off.
I think actually I will turn it off. Fucking hell. Okay, it's done.
Good idea.
Yeah, and so then we rehearsed for a week and we went to Finvox. We set up the kit in the middle, and it was the same room where we did Fright Night.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but they had reassembled the room. There was like wooden floor. At that time it was like the mattress, but now it's parquet and the stone walls, and the corridor was. So Carmela put a lot of room mics. No, Oksala, not Carmela. A lot of room mics, and it was the first time I saw how to really do it.
Yeah.
Because I had my own studio many times already at that time. It was 95. Yeah, 95. And I could see how a professional guy really mics the set. And the drum sound he got was very good. That was Carmela said, but the guitar he didn't like. Bass was okay. Vocals were okay. Some of the acoustic guitars I don't like. Like Forever I don't really like. I think
really?
I think I would because normally I play it with nylon string.
Mm-hmm.
And this is with the steel string.
Mm.
And he cut like a lot of meats, and so it sounds to me like it's unarticulate. It's not really how I would like it to be, but of course it's Forever, man. It's like
right. Yeah,
one of the
do
classics.
that now.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember when we were doing we recorded everything in Finvox, all the vocals, everything. So it took 2 months, and the budget was like $300,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We spent $300,000 for episode.
Well, it shows. It shows that there was a lot of money spent on it.
Yeah, because we wanted to invest, because we knew it's going to pay off.
Yeah.
We knew if we invest this, we can make more money with that, and we can make invest even more with next album. And because I knew that the sky is the limit with this lineup. I just knew,
Yeah.
And with the tour, we got really tight, really good friends, and everybody was really happy,
Right. So everything clicked.
Everything clicked. It was really, really cool. And the time in Helsinki was a lot of fun recordings.
Yeah.
Jens was obviously himself. He was always shouting from the car to the grandmother, "I want to fuck your dog," in Finnish. Like, yeah, I remember all this. It's like
What's the worst thing he did?
on episode.
Well, you
In
could
general,
episode or in general, yeah.
um,
Besides peeing on you.
yeah, he peed on me.
Yeah. But did he do anything worse than that?
Well, he always had a crowbar and a gas horn and a hand puppet in
Okay.
his back and a saw. Like he was sawing. What he was in every fucking in episode tour, in every fucking backstage, he took a piece of wood from the door. Like, so he had a collection of that.
Really?
Yeah, and I remember we had like a company called All Access, which is doing now Avantasia and I think Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to set up Jens Johansson a damage account. They set it up a damage account. At the end of the tour, they see what has to be deducted from his fee.
Yeah.
On that tour, I remember there was heavy drinking going on.
Right. Yeah.
And but the actual recordings, because we were so very well rehearsed, I think Jörg was recording his drums in just 2 or 3 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Jari recorded the bass in 1 day.
Wow.
But the vocals I think took 3 weeks.
Oh, how come?
Because this time I really went for the feel and for the really want to capture his spirit, because these songs deserve that. And like Uncertainty was the first Timo song. He presented to me and I was like, I don't really like this song. But I arranged it.
Mm-hmm.
So I added choirs there in the chorus, and I think I changed the key. No, I didn't change the key. It's his key. But he sounds really cool when he goes in the end, like Uncertainty. It goes really high in the end.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like Geoff Tate.
Yeah.
Exactly like Geoff Tate.
Yeah.
So I was really proud of the guy, because I think it was 3 weeks. And we used Studio B and Studio C. Studio C in Finvox is where you mix, but it also has a recording room.
Okay.
So, and you use SSL desks for that time. We used SSL for everything, also for drums. And Forever was like, when he started to sing it, I was like, okay, this sounds weird, because he was singing with full voice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a ballad. So I told him, but Timo, imagine you are a priest. If you would be a priest, how would you sing the song? He was like, I stand. It's like with the falsetto kind of mid.
Right. Yeah.
Fit perfectly. And then in the chorus, he goes with a full voice.
Yeah.
And there's a version somewhere where he added like a third, like second note on the chorus, but it didn't sound good. So I just, when we mixed it, we left just one.
Right. Yeah.
And there's the flute as well. And what else is there? Babylon is really heavy. I remember we added there's a big tom in the snare. Like,
right. Yeah, you can hear that. Yeah. It's a very doom sounding song.
Yes, and he used Karma used a lot of at that time Aphex Dominator, Studio Dominator. It was like he puts to the mix across the stereo bus. Mm-hmm. And in Babylon, it hit like 20 decibels. It was all full. You can see the boom, boom. And I remember when we were mastering, Mika Jussila, the Finvox engineer, was like, okay, there's nothing I can do to this mix. Because, it's there.
Yeah.
And the mixing took also, I think, 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. It was 2 weeks. And in general, Carmela always wants at least a song per day. So first, like he connects everything, take 2 days, and then one song per day. So pretty much 2 weeks. Yeah. But nowadays, because the technology, but he still uses the same fucking thing, SSL. He's been there like 30 years, 25 years in the same studio.
Why change what works,
Exactly. And he the way he did it was that's the first time we used triggering so he was like quantizing quick kicks. He was Atari. He had Atari, and he had I think he had a program called Notator. So he was recording. He was triggering the snare and the kick. That was the first time I saw the triggering, because I used like on Fourth Dimension I used like a straight triggering,
right?
Not software. This was the first time I saw somebody to do that. He went through every fucking kick. It was in every tempo. And Father Time, it's every fucking kick is touched. Yeah.
A little meticulous.
Yeah, so meticulous. And the kick is only sample, and the snare is 50% of the real snare, and the 50% of the sample.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was using a lot of stuff for the snare, like AMS non-link reverb, which is like Phil Collins snare, really, really. And with the room mics, we created this really wide stereo snare,
Right, yeah. Yeah, you can definitely tell it.
Yeah, the whole stereo picture is really wide. And I remember in the mastering, because in Finvox they have this kind of a knob, which they use like 10%. It widens it even more.
Wow.
Was really the first time it happened. So when I was listening to that after, like in the car at home, I was so happy, because I knew we made it. I knew we have fucking killer album.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And there was still, because compared to Visions, it's more progressive still, because Visions is really, really even more down to earth.
Right.
To the point,
Yeah.
So I was still searching for the style, and next is Visions, but this is Episode. So Episode is more progressive, if you can call that progressive.
Yeah, I don't hear too much. It's not as progressive as it used to be, like on your first few albums.
No.
You lost all the progressiveness.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Nighttime Eclipse is a little, but it's really down to earth.
Yeah.
And there's a song called When the Night Meets Today, which is like a bonus track.
That I don't have.
Yeah, it's Japanese, and it's almost the same song, like Enshrined in My Memory from Avalon 1.
Okay.
Yeah, the melody is almost the same. I noticed that. Like a couple of years back, somebody said, Timo,
just a coincidence.
Yeah, sometimes you write stuff like that.
Yeah, it's cool though, because then that reflects back to your, what you wrote in the early days.
Yeah, and Will the Sunrise was like this Bach A minor concerto, and I remember that the Pro Tools lost one file. So Jens said, like, what happens? Yeah. It's like it's Bach thing. It's like answer the data. It's like goes as he did contrapoint, like cross stuff. And there's one line is missing, so it's sort of to Jens it sounds horrible. To me it sounds perfect, but now I know what he means. But one file was lost, I couldn't find it, so we left it. And that is really, really difficult still to play.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the first time you used really like classical stuff,
right? Yeah.
Because Jens could play, and I remember that actually Jens Johansson played all the keyboards straight to Pro Tools without software, so there's no quantizing, nothing.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
All the solos are as he played, all the keyboards are as he played from his system. There's no quantizing, nothing. It's his genius, and I could see that. Of course, I knew who he was, what he could do, and all the solos. Yeah, we started making these duels and stuff. And
yeah, you two work very well with each other.
Yes, and also the friendship and the humor was there.
Yeah,
he was so funny guy. I mean, he was so fucking funny. Yeah,
I can imagine. Yeah, all the stories I hear about him, he sounds like a funny guy.
He's a funny guy, and he's really intelligent. He's like
you still talk to him, right?
Yeah. His IQ I don't even know. We called him Professor Johansson. Yeah, because he is very intelligent guy. And sometimes when you're so intelligent, you have to sort of like you have to tone it down with being silly and stupid.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
like a counterforce to that intelligence. And in later albums, he like the peak, I think, is Elements, and Elements was like he did all these keyboards in a hotel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 weeks in a hotel. Yeah.
Wow.
And at that time he used Cubase, but for Episode it was no software. But for Visions there was Cubase. Yeah. So Notator, Creator was the program. Creator is German.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
For the drums, for the
Back
drums.
in the day,
Yeah. And we had it was the first version of Pro Tools, 16-bit.
Wow.
So 24-track, multi-track, analog 2-inch tape synced to the Pro Tools. So the vocals, wait. No, there was no Pro Tools. There was no Pro Tools. It's only
really
analog.
Back then?
It's only analog. 95.
Really?
Only analog.
Oh.
And Finvox has this Dolby SR noise reduction system. So in Father Time, I remember he switched it off, which makes it like the vocals are more bright without EQ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is no Pro Tools.
Oh. When did Pro Tools start? I thought that was.
I think what's Visions, 97, 96 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was in like the late 90s.
Yeah, it was like a 16-bit first version.
Yeah.
Now they got like 96 kilohertz or like dog, like 480 kilohertz or whatever. It's like stupid.
Which way do you prefer recording? Like the analog way, or do you like the digital? Digital's a lot easier.
I like the digital because, and I like to mix in the box. Carmina likes to mix it with SSL, but I like to mix in the box because you can change it so easy. You can record the mixes easier, and the plugins are really good these days. And but there is nothing that can mimic the analog SSL desk for mixing. That's true. Right. There's nothing like that. So it's 48 tracks, 48 channels, EQs, compressors, and output gear and everything. So, like we said, why not change the winning combination?
Right.
Because
how many guitar tracks did you lay down?
I always did 2 rhythm guitars, and then I did
not overkill.
Not overkill. And I think the first time I used room mics for the solos.
Okay.
So there was like 2 in Finvox. There was like, TT Oxalas 10 mics and then room mics. So we put like some kind of chorus effect for the. But it still was like we really developed with Visions. Really the ultimate power metal sound.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Really the ultimate. The guitars were more prominent, more here, and everything is more like somehow better. Vision sounds to me better than Episode.
Yeah, of course. It was
but everything after that was like Destiny and Infinity and Elements is the peak.
Yeah, of course. You kept progressing more and more as you went on. Yeah.
And the tours got bigger. The more.
How was
money.
the tour for Episode?
Well, we did in Europe, I think 4 weeks. And in Japan, we did normal, like 1.5 weeks, something like that. 6 shows. But a lot of promo trip. We did a very big promo trip with Timo. We went maybe to 10 cities. We went to Sapporo, Fukuoka, Sendai, Osaka, all the Japan.
Wow.
And we had like fan meetings with 500 people suddenly. We were at Father Time acoustically. Forever they were singing. We were like, fuck, this is big now. Everybody was singing Forever, like. I said horror because they can't say forever horror, and they say Timo Tolkki-san, kotipedito. And I remember first time because we were so famous in Japan, we ended up doing like I'm losing my internet connection. I'm used my data. It says.
Not again.
If I'm losing, I have to put the Wi-Fi. Should I put the Wi-Fi?
You should be on Wi-Fi all the time.
I'm not on the Wi-Fi. No.
Why wouldn't you be? That's silly.
I don't know. It said I've lost my data.
I don't know. You're on. Yeah, that was silly. You should always be on Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I forgot. The MacBook is on the Wi-Fi, but it's still on. So
you're still here.
What else? Yeah, so we had cover names in Japan, and me and Jens, of course, we thought these guys don't pronounce L. So I was Karlo Kyrvänrälläkkä palvelu,
Couldn't even
which is
pronounce
what
that.
Japanese Karlo and Jens was Lars Rollo Olro Gross.
Who came up with these names?
Me and Jens. Gross is like a beer. Gross is
Yeah.
like a beer, yeah. Lars Rollo Olro Gross.
It's 2020 and not supposed to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but the Japanese and the promo trip was like, and on the Japanese trip I met first time interpreter called Meg Horigome, and Meg Horigome is actually Black Diamond.
Okay.
Yeah, it was partially written for her, but originally for my dog.
All right.
Yeah, and but this episode is a vision, so we don't talk about that.
Yeah, why you keep going to another album? Like, what the hell?
I don't know. It's because they all are. They
you
all
just can't
are,
wait to get the visions. You just
No,
can't
they are
wait.
they're interlinked. They're
Yeah,
interlinked
yeah, of
somehow.
course.
They're all connected. They're all connected.
It's all the same song, really.
It's all the same. Especially it started with Black Diamond, SOS, Eagle Heart. They are the same.
They're all
pretty
the
much.
same. It's
Yeah.
all power metal. Every song's the same.
It's a
power
power
metal.
metal, yeah.
But
Yeah,
like
the
you said that
Sunrise.
you hate this album cover. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm like, it's a pretty cool album cover. It's better
That's-
than Fourth Dimension.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's horrible.
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, but I
This
think
happens when you let the singer decide the cover.
he decided this one.
It's his friend's painting. Sort of painting. It's like an oil color, I think.
Oh, so we actually spent time doing it, and you saw it and you hated it.
Yeah, I really hated it.
Look at you back in the day. I hate
But-
that artwork.
Yeah, well, actually, that was pissed me off because the original artwork was in color. We spent a lot of money also for that.
Yeah. Was it a different picture?
No, the pictures were same, but it's Kotipeltos also. He named the album.
Oh, okay.
It's Episode,
Yeah.
and there's a song called Episode, but
Yeah.
it's Timo's idea. He wanted to call it Episode, whatever that means.
I don't know. What's the song episode mean? Anything?
Well, it's a prelude to the Speed of Light.
Speed of Light, yeah.
Yeah,
So that means nothing then.
nothing really. No.
Any song? Do you like any song off of this album more than any other?
Well, I really like. I don't like them all. I don't like so much. Nighttime Eclipse. I don't like so much.
Babylon for me is the painful one to get through.
It's a bit painful.
7 minutes of just
Yeah. There's a funny thing in the verse because there's like this kind of Arabic. I put
Right.
like it comes with the voice. A
Yeah.
cool thing. Yeah, but it was just one of the songs. I wanted to have like really heavy. So,
Yeah.
but Will the Sunrise, Forever is of course, the classic.
Yep.
Really, really popular song.
nah.
What other songs? I don't remember now.
I've ran through them all before. Father Time, Will the Sunrise, Eternity episode we already discussed. Speed
I
of
like
Light.
I like Eternity.
Yeah.
I like Speed of Light. I like
Yeah.
the power metal songs.
Right, yeah. Uncertainty,
Yeah.
Season of Change.
Oh, Season of Change. I remember I composed it in 5 minutes.
5 minutes, and it's a 6 minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, but
56 seconds.
But the basic ideas. I was in the countryside with my family, and I went to the cabin, acoustic guitar, and it just came. It's sort of like I was really influenced by Diary of a Madman.
Oh, all right. Okay.
It's
I can
not.
hear that.
It doesn't sound the same, but it's sort of
Right. Yeah.
Randy Rhoads stuff because I'm still a big Randy fan.
Yeah. What do you think about the Ozzy thing that was talked about the other day, him having Parkinson's?
I haven't heard that.
Oh, well, he's got
No.
Parkinson's.
Really?
Yeah, he was
Well,
diagnosed.
he's 74. How old is he now?
How old is he? I have no idea how old he is.
I know.
He's got to be up there, 60s, 70s at least.
He at least 70, I think.
Yeah.
More than 60 for sure.
Yeah, I don't think he's got like, a huge, like a really bad case like Michael J. Fox, but he's like at the beginning stages, I guess, of
Okay.
Parkinson's.
Right.
What else is on here? Stratosphere's on here.
Yeah, that's the first time we had like really like a really, really, really cool instrumental.
Yeah.
And that was also composed very quickly, I remember. Because I wanted to have the keyboards. And again, it's no software, man. It's fucking just play it. But so it's the guitar. It's no
Right.
software. It's analog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, it's no auto-tune. It's no
Right.
auto-tune. It's analog.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have nothing on the keyboards, nothing, well, you don't really need anything on the keyboards anyway, but guitars,
Yeah.
then why do you add stuff to the drums? Like, does the room just not sound, good enough?
Well, to be really able to cut through the snare and kick, you need the samples. And
Yeah.
you need them really like in the middle, like really like, And he put them much louder. He put the snare louder and put the kicks louder. He had the courage, Carmelo, to put it loud.
Right.
Because I didn't have the courage with Fourth Dimension. I used more like a wide, sort of like a stereo sound. But now it's more detailed, like really punchy in the middle, and wide, but in the middle. And the vocals, everything in the stereo picture is suddenly completely like you can distinguish it by the toms are, and stuff like that. The guitars are completely panned, solo in the middle, and he was really, really careful with the frequencies. Like he put a little bit away 1 kilohertz from the guitar, so the vocals are really here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good mixed album.
Yeah, it's really. I mean, he's fucking genius, this guy.
What else? Babylon, the boring song. Tomorrow's one of my favorites. Nighttime Eclipse and Forever, the ballad song.
Yes.
That's when we started closing every album with a ballad.
Yeah.
Except for Visions.
Yeah. But
and remember there was a song I said that sounded like Guardians? Remember a few weeks ago? Yes, it is off. Crap! Now I'm forgetting it because somebody mentioned it. It is on the Elements album, the second one.
Soul of a Vagabond.
Nope.
Elements album. Second is Soul of a Vagabond. First is Eagle Heart.
No, it's the last song. Last song off the Elements album.
I don't remember what that is.
Oh my god! I'm gonna find it. I had like 3 people say what it was.
Really?
Yeah, because there's people commenting on stuff.
Where's the fuck?
Liberty.
Yeah, do. Liberty is funny because the solo is like it's the highest note ever I recorded. Really? In the end, I put it like push this finger to the pickup. It's like really, really high. The first note, the last note, I mean.
Right.
Yeah, but it's really Guardians. Yeah, I have to say
it is. You ripped Guardians completely off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, it happens. You know what? You were influenced by it, so.
Yeah.
You want to answer some questions, or are we done?
We can answer if the data is still on.
Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah. I don't know because I see Wayne is recording the call.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else.
You don't see me?
I see you.
Oh, so what the hell are you talking about?
I don't know if I have a data still. Because it frequently says you have used all the data, so please connect to the Wi-Fi.
Oh, so are you on Wi-Fi?
No, I'm not on Wi-Fi.
So why don't you connect to the Wi-Fi?
Because I have to close it. Well, I can try. Wait.
Yeah, try it. If it goes off, just call me back.
Fucking Wi-Fi. It's funny, the password of this hotel is called Internet.
Oh my god, this guy has 4 questions. These people, man.
I'm low on the battery.
You want to plug in?
Yeah.
Plug in.
Internet. Join. Korinki. Okay, now I'm on Wi-Fi. And now I put the... Where are you, Wayne?
You have to hit the camera button.
Oh, but I get the fucking monkey.
Oh, yeah. King Monkey.
The monkey. So now I've got to do the rest of the sofa.
I call him Kong Diamond.
Really? Oh, fuck. Kong Diamond. Yeah, let's answer the question.
All right. We will answer the questions.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
I think I am. Yes.
I get a lot of messages from people, random people on Facebook once in a while. One guy, what's his name? Francesco. He's
Yeah.
from Italy. He's from Italy. Very cool guy.
Uh-huh.
I think he's probably been talking to you, right? On
Who
WhatsApp,
is it?
maybe once.
No.
Yeah, I know who isn't.
Yeah.
Francesco Cavici.
Yeah.
If I'm saying his name right. He has a pink bass.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks weird, but
Yeah.
he loves it.
Yeah, obviously.
All right. So we got some questions. This one's from, I'm not going to pronounce your name right, so I'm sorry. So just bear with me. Lassie, I'm not even going to pronounce your last name. Your name is Lassie. That's all I'm going to say.
Lassie.
Yeah. Question 1. And we kind of answered this a little bit. How did you feel when Jorg and Jens joined the band and you had first rehearsals? Did they fit in right away, or did they require some work for everybody to adapt to their playing style?
Surprisingly, Jörg Michael we were a little surprised how it was. But it was only like father time.
Yeah.
That was, again, it's just amusing. But wait. No, I'm lost the Wi-Fi. I have to go back.
Lost? Oh, yeah. Right in the area of the room, I guess.
Where are you? I call you back, okay? I have to, sorry.
All right, call me back.
Why is it dropping off?
I don't know, that's kind of weird.
It says I'm connected, but somehow... No, now it's again fucking weird. Maybe the hotel Wi-Fi is a little weird. Okay.
It's possible.
So where were we? How would I feel about the band?
How did let me get back to the messages here.
It's just poor connection.
It's probably just where you're in the room.
Yeah, but this is the only power outlet.
In the whole room?
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
There's gotta be one on the side of your bed.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, he said, how did they fit in? Like, how was like the first rehearsals, and how was the playing style? Yeah, like with everybody getting used to with them being in the band.
Yeah, only the father time was, but we spent a week rehearsing all the songs, and everybody knew the songs before, so we got together pretty quickly because everybody was at a certain level already. Yeah, you're frozen, by the way.
I'm frozen. I am kind of cold.
Yeah. Welcome to Finland.
It does feel like Finland here. It's like in the 30s.
Yeah.
Did you guys practice any old material?
For the...
Like when you first guys got together? Why do I keep disappearing? I see the gorilla on your glasses.
Yeah, I see the gorilla. I see the gorilla.
That's weird.
I don't really care. For the tour, of course, we rehearsed some old stuff. But for the record, no. It was just the 12 songs.
Yeah. Right.
There was no need at that point.
Yeah. Question 2. Season of Change is one of your best songs. It also has one of your best guitar solos. He's kissing your butt real big on this one.
Season of Change?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Do you still remember where did you compose that song, and what were you feeling while writing it?
Well, that's a song I composed in 5 minutes, so it just came out. As I always do the song, I start out with the song title.
Yeah.
And I sort of felt like now I see in my life a season of change. And it was season of change for Stratovarius. And it's like season of change, life is so strange. Look into my eyes to see the truth. It's really serious stuff, actually.
Yeah. Would you like to
elaborate on that? It's about like carousel is spinning fast, better enjoy while it lasts. Every moment is like gold you remember when you're old. And I remember spending more time to the lyrics, to the rhymes, and I think I bought the rhyming dictionary, Oh,
really?
Yeah. Carousel is spinning fast, better enjoy while it lasts. Every moment is like gold you remember when you're old. And the meaning of this life is to live and is to die. Make the best out of your dreams. Sound like a rap. Make the best out of your dreams. Get the birth, but you are free.
Did you ever want to do a rap album?
No. But the rappers, they sampled like Destiny. They sampled Destiny sample,
Yeah,
I think.
I can't find that. I gotta find it. I want to hear what it sounds like.
That's Destiny, yeah. But the lyrics are more like Timo made a lot of lyrics. I think he made a lot of lyrics. I let him do.
Yeah. So you
I
give them
gave
more
more
of the
responsibility for him.
right.
'Cause, you know,
Question 3: how did you compose episode songs? Did you compose them with acoustic or electric guitars or keyboards? Did you use some recording software when writing the songs?
no, I think I used. What did I use? I think I had still my Fostex 16 track,
Oh, okay.
which because I had a studio called TTT Music. I was the first studio I had. So I took a bank loan at that time, 50,000 Finnmark, which is about 15,000 euros. A lot of money at that time. So I bought 16 track. Carmela had 16 track Fostex and it was very fast to record. So Dreamspace, we always discussed how I recorded it.
Yeah.
So that I used for the demos, and for the songs I used normal. I had ESP endorsement. So I had my episode ESP.
Yeah. That was his next question. Did you use only ESP guitars for rhythm lead on episode recordings, or were there other guitars used? And then he says, yeah, all ESP?
All ESP.
And he's just asked, what other guitars did you use from episode to Infinity the Infinity era in studio? Is it always ESP?
ESPs.
Always
ESPs. Yeah, and I broke a lot of them on the tour. Yeah, I broke sometimes. Yeah, I remember one particular. Was episode. I think we played in Madrid in a bullfight arena. It's like a lot of people, and I had a horrible sound because it was a festival. I had Marshall JCM 800, which I absolutely detest.
Yeah.
So I had like tube screamer, and I had horrible sound. So I thought I'm gonna fucking break this guitar. I was hesitating. I watched to the audience, and I saw somebody with a Nike shirt that just do it. Yeah, just do it. Yeah, that was the story. Yeah.
You saw a sign.
So, but I got the deal with. I think I got the deal with 4th Dimension already.
Yeah.
So, but they started building me a lot of guitars. So all the Star Wars albums are done with ESPs.
Yeah. Did they let the Bulls out at the end of the show?
Sorry?
Did they let the Bulls out at the end of the show? At the end of the show?
No, I don't think so. I don't think.
Everybody out! Here comes the Bulls.
Yeah.
Francesco, our Italian bassist friend from Facebook.
Yeah.
He writes to you, "Hi Timo, I am a Strato fan since the release of Episode in 1996, which we are talking about today.
Yeah.
Back then in the 90s, was it difficult for you to convince two big names? Well, we kind of talked about this earlier. Was it difficult to convince Jens and Georg Michael to join the band?
No, at the end of the day, no, because the demos were so good. The demos showed the promise that like how good the songwriting was.
Yeah.
So they absolutely, when they heard the demos, they were in absolutely right away. There was no discussion. Not even the money was discussed because they knew it's going to hit big, this lineup.
Yeah.
They just knew it, and we all felt it, It was like a match made in heaven.
He sent me a song the other day you did a guest solo on. Some band that started with an S. Crap, can't remember the
guest
name.
Solo?
Yeah. I'm trying to think what the hell the name. He sent it to me. He said it's one of his favorite solos that you did. Some band.
What, Vainglory Opera? Edguy?
No. It was I think it was just some kind of like it wasn't like a bigger name band. Damn link.
I did a lot of stuff. Those.
Sentiment. Breaking the Chains.
Yeah, Sentiment. Yeah, it's a Finnish band. Yeah.
Yeah. He said he
the drummer was doing some Avalon stuff. I think Avalon 3. He did some Avalon 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Another question here. I'm not sure what this person's name is, but his email address is LENHYFS. What's the flute used in the song "The Letter" from "Saint and Warrior of Light"?
It's a software flute.
Software flute.
Yeah, it's
I,
like East. I think it's called East-West software sample library. I used a lot of stuff for the Sana. It's only software libraries.
Then he also asked, he read somewhere that you recorded a second Sana album, but did not release it. Is that true? If so, why? Will you ever release it?
Which one?
I'm not, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Sana, a second Sana album.
Sana Warrior Flight. Well, we are still talking about with Jennifer. We do. I mean, there has to be a second one because this is part one.
Right. Yeah.
It makes sense because she's absolutely great, world class vocalist.
Yeah.
I just gotta find the time because now I have to do my new album.
Right. Yeah.
I gotta do the songs the next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks. You don't even have a
Yes,
guitar.
because I know. It's a problem, isn't it? But I can write songs with my heart. Okay? Yeah.
So
I can
you
hum
have no
it.
guitar. Are you going to rent a guitar? How do you acquire this guitar while you're there?
Well, it's in Mexico, so maybe I go back to Mexico.
Going to go back to Mexico. How long is the flight from there to Mexico?
I think 3 hours to Moscow, and from Moscow it's like 12 hour 40 minutes.
Oh wow! So that's a long ass flight.
Yeah, it's a 24-hour trip because there's normally like 4-hour layover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Another question. I can never pronounce these people's names. Matthew Royer. He wants to know if it's true that if you talked to Jens and Matthias, if they asked you to write some songs for the next Stradivarius album.
Yes, it's true. And I wrote one called Dangerous. And I sent them Dangerous and sent them the demo. It's Hunting High Low kind of a song, same key, almost the same chords. And I don't think they used it. So I'm going to use it for my album. I think I have one song. I have 2 songs. Okay, I have Dangerous and I have a song called We Make Helsinki Rock.
Yes, you've been talking about that one a lot. We got to hear it.
Yeah.
You got to get that done.
Yeah, it's done. So I have 2. I have to do fucking 10 songs in 2 weeks, and I have no guitar.
No guitar.
Because the album has to come. The album, sorry?
What are you going to record on?
I have MacBook Pro.
You have all your stuff there? Okay.
Yeah. I have to, because the album has to come out in May, because the tour is in July.
Yeah.
So I have to do the songs 2 to 3 weeks. I have 2 to 3 weeks. That's all. Because I keep postponing it. I don't know why, but I have been postponing.
If you stayed at one place for a reasonable amount of time, you could get something done.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Now I have to decide if I stay in Prague or if I go back to Mexico. I think I go back to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
What happened when you first went back? Not the first original time, but the second time you went back. You said a lot of shit was going on.
Not a lot. I mean, the second time was normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was normal. I came back I planned to do the Christmas break,
Yeah.
But what I did not plan was to come to Prague, because originally I was planning to come here in March.
Right.
But then I told my wife I need to see you first, but now I think maybe it was a mistake because she's so busy, She has no time to see me a lot because, like I said, she works 12 hours a day.
Right.
Because she has 2 jobs.
No, but I remember when you went to Mexico and you said that there was some issues with some people. What was that all about?
Well, they have this heavy feminist movement.
Oh, really?
In over Latin America. So sometimes I said stupid things in some messenger to some girls, and then they posted it. But I remember there was some lesbian couple, and I asked have you ever been in threesomes with a guy?
Yeah.
I said no, and then I said, good. It's good that you found the love of your life. And she fucking bitch posted the first 2 sentences, but not the third one. Not the third one. And I got a lot of shit. Sort of guy who was acting as my manager said, you can never come back to Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? What 2 sentences? Yeah.
That's what it's being. It's finally hit Mexico now because it's it happened here.
Yeah.
So now it's getting to Mexico and it's going to get everywhere. You can't say
Yeah.
anything to anybody anymore.
I know, but I refuse to do that. I always want to speak my mind, and I always keep the option to change my mind.
Right.
I think as a human being, you have a right to change your mind.
Exactly, and you got to have some sort of sense of humor. You can't be like straight serious every 5 seconds and worry about every little word that you say. It's like insane.
Yeah, and I am not like that. I'm not like that. I refuse to be like that.
And nobody should be like that. But the people that are, I don't know how you could be like that.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh, there is a heavy feminist movement there.
Yeah.
I gotta be
everywhere.
A little bit careful. Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. Should, but to take it to extremes and nitpick of what people say and things like that, it's just insane.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, because I come from John Lennon and Richie Blackmore school, so
right.
Yeah. I like to sometimes, but now I did this interview yesterday because, like I said, I'm in Prague and I'm in the tabloids every fucking day, and they write lies about me in Dominica. So
right.
I wanted to. Everybody who watches this interview see I'm very calm. I'm not drunk. I'm very clear. I speak with a soft voice, and I tell things in a very articulate way. So if you see me in the Facebook, you don't actually. This is the first time you see me talking about the same stuff.
Right. Yeah. Well, I hope people watch.
They have to, but you know how they are. But they cannot deny the fact that I'm sober. I'm like clear. I'm peaceful. I'm not angry. I'm very clear.
Right. Yeah. Well, if anybody wants to watch it, they go to your Facebook page, or they can go to the Red Salad Review. I actually shared it on our page, so if anybody wants to see it,
cool.
They can watch it there too.
Yeah, I think there's a third probably now because we spent like 1.5 hours.
Yes.
Did we 1.5?
Us, we are at almost probably an hour. Yeah, actually, we're a little over an hour.
Oh,
this is our longest episode ever.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like long actually.
No, it doesn't. Well, because we kind of stopped here and there, but yeah, it's a little bit over an hour.
A couple of minutes. Yeah. So when do we do Visions?
We'll have to figure that one out. I don't know.
Yeah,
we're always kind of up in the air. Depends on your schedule. So,
well, I've been booked 9 days for this hotel, so I really have to find a guitar. And I have to write the songs. If I get a guitar tomorrow, I'm going to write all the songs this week. I know, because I'm so motivated. I have nothing else. I have to get a guitar.
Yeah. What kind of guitar are you going to get?
Any guitar.
Any guitar doesn't matter?
Any guitar. Any guitar, even acoustic guitar.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could just sample it.
Yeah.
Put plugs on it. All right. Anything else you want to say to these people?
Well, it's classic, it's episode, it's there. It's the first really true power metal Strato record. And it was a starting point to the stardom of like the biggest, for me, the biggest power metal band at that time. We were at that time really the biggest. Not with the episode, but I think Vision's Destiny, I think Infinity was the biggest.
Yeah.
Infinity was the biggest.
Yeah, that's the first one I bought. I mean, I heard your other stuff first, but the first CD I actually bought was Infinity.
Okay.
Because that's when power metal started getting somewhat big, and I could find the albums in stores. I didn't have to go through imports and all that stuff. So
right,
it's a lot easier, a lot more accessible to get the albums.
Well, but it still took 10 years for Stratovarius to tour America.
Yeah.
2006.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode, everybody.
Okay. Thank you once again.
Any questions? I know a lot of people write in the comments. Write to ratsaladreview@gmail.com. Send any questions there.
I have a new email. I have a new email address.
You have a new email. Okay. What is it?
Tolkki777.
Didn't you used to use that email address? That's an old email address.
No, because the old email doesn't work for some reason. No. Yeah.
So it's Tolkki at Tolkki777 where?
At
Gmail?
gmail.com.
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 Okay.
Yeah, that works.
All right, so if you want to write him, go ahead. But if you want to write questions for the show, please write to ratsaladreview@gmail.com, and we will read them all there. Write whatever you want in the comments, but just don't ask me questions in the comments. And Timo don't read the comments.
No, I don't read the comments.
No, he doesn't read the comments. So,
but I do watch the podcasts. They're fun.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yeah.
At least somebody's watching. All right. We'll see you guys next week. Ratsaladreview.com. Check out all our shows, and that's it. Adios, everybody.
Adios.